Okay, apologies if there's any water on the lens right now. Doesn't look like there is, but yeah, the rain's caught up with us again. So we just had a wonderful night in Port Mac. Our Warmshowers host, once again, absolutely lovely, as was her Canadian housemate. She's a pleasant surprise, lots of stuff for him and Bonnie to talk about. And we're just on our way to get the ferry out of town. Yet another ferry crossing, so yeah, let's do it. Okay, nice little ferry crossing. Today we have 105 kilometers to cover, which is like totally doable. We do distances like that a lot, but I'm unsure of the terrain. I think there could be a bit of gravel happening today, so we'll see what happens. And we're aiming for somewhere around Scott's Head, and we'll see how it goes, weather conditions and all that. We've also decided we're going to see how it goes taking the coastal route today, which is obviously our desired option. It's nice and quiet, it's all back roads and stuff. But if it becomes too bleak and we just want to get out of the rain, we might take a day on the highway and just like crack out like 150 Ks or something just to get ahead, you know? So yeah, we'll see how it pans out.
Despite the foul weather, we enjoyed the peaceful road through Limeburners Creek National Park. We spotted a sign that said the road ahead was flooded, and being unwilling to deal with another big detour, we decided to flag down a local to see if he had any info.
Sorry, mate. We saw a sign up there that says road flooded.
Oh yeah.
Is it all right? Or
no,
it's fine?
Yeah,
Oh, awesome.
Right all the way down there. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's a bit wet from the rain, but no, it's not flooded.
Ah, cool. All right, have a good one, man.
With disaster averted, we stopped in at Crescent Head for some lunch, and it seemed like even the weather was starting to improve.
Well, how's about this? So much for the 4 days of rain. Look at that. The hell is that? That looks like a blue sky. What's that, Bonnie? Like, what the hell?
So it knew we already booked an Airbnb, and then it was like, psych, no rain, it's gonna be like 100 degrees out.
Yeah, it was meant to be lightning today at about 4 p.m. So we thought, you know what, we're gonna treat ourselves to an Airbnb for once. And what happened? It's gorgeous out. Oh well, it is what it is. I've got some visa documentation to do tonight. So it's gonna be nice being somewhere with Wi-Fi anyway, I guess. I've got a lot of stuff to catch up with. I might even upload one of these videos, that'd be good. So we just had lunch in Crescent Head. Kind of weird, like little surf town, surf shops, surf themed everything, and it was raining. It just messes with your head being in like the surf town while it's like pouring with rain and drizzly and overcast like England.
There is nothing more depressing than going to like a surf town when the weather's bad. Like everyone gets bummed out. It turns into a ghost town. Everyone's just home, like, you know, contemplating life, you know?
It's pretty strange. It doesn't feel right. There's something not right about it. So yeah, pro tip, there's a great Mexican joint there. Get the chimichanga. 16 bucks, can't go wrong. Now we're just on the road to Scott's Head to an Airbnb. It's gonna be lovely. We're gonna have a nice comfy night.
Not much would occur over the next few hours. We rode through several small towns and spent a while following the Belmore River. It was a longer ride than we thought it would be, perhaps owing to the windy nature of the route. It also got very hilly as we neared Scott's Head, but eventually we made it to our Airbnb just after dark.
We live in a country where people have the freedom to choose whether they get the vaccine or not. It's also about protecting and taking responsibility responsibility for the health of others.
All right, we just had probably the best night's sleep we have had in a long time. We finally made it here last night. I think it was like 5:30, maybe getting towards 6, to Cliff's place, which we would highly recommend. I think for the price, you get a lot for your money. When we turned up, Cliff even made an appearance and brought me some seafood chowder, which was delicious. So yeah, what a pleasant surprise. It's a gorgeous day out there, so it should be a good riding day. Don't really know where we're gonna head yet. There's some national parks and stuff, like it looks like there's wild camping options. I reckon we should be able to make something happen. Yeah, oh, on the way, today's point of interest. Seems like it's been a while since we've actually seen anything interesting. Today we're gonna go and see the V-Wall. So the V-Wall, I believe it's like it's sort of like an external art gallery along the rocks at this beach where people have like painted all the rocks there and signed them and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if it might have started as a protest thing. Maybe I'll get Bonnie to fill us in on the way there. But yeah, that's it. Should be a pretty cruisy day. Let's see how we go.
All right, that's us on the road now. We reckon we're probably gonna stop in Maxville because there's meant to be like a really good cafe there. And I'd quite like to check it out. So yeah, let's head over. The f was that? All right, so we just had a bit of a minor disaster there. It seems to be okay. Bonnie went over like a bottle or a light bulb or something. And it slashed up the tread of her tire a bit and left it like a bit of wire or something in there. So she managed to pluck it out, but like, man, it's a bit of a gouge. Thankfully, I don't think it's bad enough to write off the tire. I think it should be all right. Wasn't a great place to have a puncture, that's for sure, on this road. I suppose that's one of the main issues with riding the highways like this when you have to. I mean, pros, like it's much faster, surfaces are usually better. Cons, there's more debris on the side of the road and you're more likely to get a puncture. And then when you do get the puncture, it's like there's nowhere to stop and fix it. You're like right on the side of a highway. It's pretty sketchy at times. Anyway, we're just about into Maxville now, so we've, it seems a bike lane has just materialized.
Belgian chocolate?
All right, so we just landed ourselves a Warmshowers for tomorrow night. Just north of Coffs Harbour, so that's pretty sweet. Today will be like a standard 70k day-ish, and it means tomorrow we'll have like a really short one. We'll have like a bit of a rest day in Coffs, which is nice. And it turns out that we will be the first people they've ever hosted. They've used Warmshowers themselves for like, you know, for staying places, but they've never actually hosted anyone before. Also, hang on, what's going on here? Bike lane just ends in a fence. The hell? All right, anyway, yeah, we've got a Warmshowers for tomorrow. Enjoy. So apart from that small section back there, where the trail randomly ends, I suspect the landowner maybe doesn't want it there. Maybe there's a farmer that doesn't want that trail going over his nature strip there, I don't know. But apart from that, this cycle trail is banging. It's so good. There's like bridges and stuff, and they're all actually smooth. The surface is awesome. Yeah, so if you're doing the New South Wales Coastal Trail, the section in between like Maxville and Nambucca Heads, I guess, great, really good, probably one of the best so far.
Once just a regular water breaker, the rocks of the V-wall have been painted and graffitied with so many messages and images over the years that today it has become a notable attraction, spanning over 500 meters. An ever-evolving art installation, the V-wall was created and continues to be sustained by travelers, graduates, friends, and families. It is a time capsule, a memorial, an announcement, a tribute to every conceivable event in life.
Go home, boat, you're drunk. Isn't he? So there you have it, that was the V-wall. Pretty cool actually. And a bit of a climb to get out of there. So now it's time to just get out of town and find somewhere to camp, I suppose. Pretty low mileage day, but when you have like severe tire gashes to deal with and quirky sights to see, that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, so that's us out of Nambucca Heads. It's quite a pretty little seaside town, much like a lot of the ones up this coast. You know, you go through it and you're like, oh, this is really nice, but there's not much for people like us. Like, other than going to the IGA and seeing the V-wall, if you're into that kind of thing, it's just sort of another seaside town. Like, if you're into just chilling by the beach, like, it's a great spot for you, but that's just not really what we're into. We like to be doing stuff, you know? Anyway, still a lovely little detour, but we're now on Dainggatti Way, something like that, which is I think it's like the old highway, which should take us all the way to a lovely national park where we should be able to camp tonight. And if we don't make it that far, it looks like there's plenty of little nooks and crannies where we can put up a tent. So yeah, I guess that's mostly it for today. Let's see how we go.
Following the old highway was pretty uninteresting, but the road surface was excellent and it made for quick progress. We eventually rode into the small town of Urunga and found a small park where we could take a short break and plan our next move. We decided to follow the river north out of town and figured that alongside the water's edge would be a good place to look for a spot to camp.
So we are currently on our way back into town. Because as we were riding along this river looking for a camping spot, which I hear there are many, we bumped into a couple. And what happened, Bonster?
They asked where we were heading and if we had a camp spot, and then they invited us to stay at their house. We didn't know where we were heading, and we definitely didn't have a camp spot. So yeah.
So there you go. We were like, so not stressing out, but we're like, oh, we need to get a move on. It's getting towards camping time, and well, you know, we got offered a place to stay. So they told us there's plenty of camp spots up ahead if you prefer that. There's people often camp along here, but there's a bed back at theirs if we want it, and they have cooking facilities and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna take them up on that. You know, gift horse, mouth, all that stuff. So they're just off on a walk now. They're probably gonna be 40 minutes or whatever. So we're just gonna go and have a quick beer. So double bonus beer.